I'd like to sort of start off, I guess, talking about the industry as a whole and I guess how you feel the industry will get through this crisis year.
The first thing I can say is that I believe we are, some brands will be out of the crisis in September. Now, at the end of this month, I already heard some brands will have a year to date, January, September, comparable to last year. Yeah. Which means we have a typical V-shaped recovery. Yeah. Some other brands might have to wait a few more weeks or months, but I see end of the year, or let's say March 2021, a recovery of the industry. Naturally, this depends how the virus will go on. Yes. We have now a second wave. In certain countries, we have a third wave. We don't know if the vaccine will work or not. So there are still some elements that can happen. So we must be careful. Yeah. Now, the crisis will also have different amplitudes depending on the brands. Brands that were already in a bad shape before the crisis, or brands that were weak before the crisis, they might suffer much more than the strong. The strong will get out of the crisis by becoming stronger, and the weak will get out of the crisis by getting weaker, eventually even to disappear.
Right. And you
now we have to know in which camp are we, and with Hublot, we are certainly among the strong. Yes. Which means for us, the crisis must become an opportunity to just become stronger and to gain market shares. That's now our concern during the crisis. How can the crisis be our friend and not our enemy? When the crisis is your enemy, you are lost. You cannot win. Mm-hmm. So when the crisis becomes your friend, then you have the synergy of the crisis and you can make market shares. You know, in the mathematics, the difference between +1 and -1 is 2. When there is no crisis, competition eventually makes 0 or 1, and you make 1, so the difference is 1. Now, if you still make 1 and the competition is -1, you have 2. And that's a very magical effect that people sometimes forget. That's why in the crisis, you must really do all what you can in order to gain market shares.